They're going to talk anyway. Be bold and be you. I wanted to do this video because a lot of people always ask me all the time, like, how do I show up being me and just ignoring the naysayers and showing up bold? And how do I accept criticism, negative criticism, trolls? How can I show up being me and confidently being me? So those of you that don't know me, my name is Michelle Allen. If you like the vibe, subscribe. Here we talk about everything: love, God, family. We even talk about like a lot of funny humor things. I love to laugh. I'm a big jokester. We talk about relationships, marriage, anything and everything we talk about on this channel, but we also talk about healing. I like to talk about changing and how God changed my life. And I told God, one day I was in a very, very bad space, and I had told God, I said, God, if you please save me and allow me to turn my life around, and please save me from this depression and this heaviness that I feel every single day, I promise that I will spread your love and bring people to you. And ever since then, God has changed my life. And I'm looking at myself and I still can't believe all the growth and everything that I've been through, and me pulling myself out of really dark situations. So I notice nowadays a lot of people, I feel like it's becoming better. Well, people are being bold and people are just being who they are, but a lot of people cannot take the heat. Okay, I'm just telling you, when you have a strong foundation and you know who you are and you know your flaws and all, nobody else can tell you nothing. When it comes to me, I'm very open and honest about my experiences and about a lot of things that I've been through. And it's like, I know my flaws. Okay, that's the first thing. The first thing is that you have to know your flaws, right? You have to know your shortcomings. You have to know what you struggle in. You have, like, with me, I feel like everybody has something toxic that they have to work on. And I know I have a lot of things that I need to work on, right? But the thing is that nobody can tell me about myself. Nobody can tell me nothing about myself that I don't know. Okay? If anybody says anything to me or brings anything like, oh, well, that's why you're this and that and that, I already know what I am. When you know who you are, nobody else can tell you anything. So the number one thing is knowing your flaws and owning your flaws. Okay, that's the thing. A lot of people want to shame other people about who they are and what they've done and their mistakes. You are not your mistakes. Okay, use those mistakes as a learning lesson. That's what I learned. So I noticed that I made a lot of mistakes. I used to stay there and lay in it and just be consumed in all the bad decisions that I ever made, and my shortcomings, and just I thought for the longest times I was my shortcomings, right? But I noticed that I'm not my shortcomings, and you have to get up, you have to get moving. You've done it, you made the mistakes, keep it pushing, learn from it. Okay, so you have to learn from your mistakes, and you have to know that you're not your mistakes. Every mistake you make, honestly, I believe that mistakes are beautiful because they teach you what to do better, right? And they teach you how to do things differently going forward. Okay, so this is just off the rip, alrighty? And another thing is that you have to stand on who you are and stand by what you say and believe in yourself and stand on it with all 10s. Okay, there's going to be a lot of people that don't like the way you look, that don't like the way you talk, that don't like your confidence. A lot of people do not like people that have confidence because they're insecure in the confidence that you have, they want. So if they're going to talk about you or if they want to make comments, that's because they wish that they were you. The traits that you have, they wish they had, right? So that's the thing about me. The thing about me is that people talk about me all the time. They talk about my hair, my strength. They even talk about the way I dress, the way I talk. Everybody's going to have something to say about you. But the thing is that what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep listening to what they say and changing everything up and changing your identity to where you look in the mirror and you don't know who you are? It got there for a point. For a point, I was hearing everybody's noise and I was not tuning it out. And that allowed me to lose myself for a little bit. And I was like, wait, who am I? Because I've been listening to everything everybody's saying, right? And I'm like, wait. What they're saying, that's not who I am. That's not, right? So I was like, hold on. I start reflecting. I start, getting back to my old self, and I start learning like, hey, like, people are going to have their opinions, and people that think negatively of you or have their own perception of who you are, they don't know you. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that think they know me, but they don't know me. A lot of people think because I'm so personable and I'm so honest and I'm so like outspoken and the way I carry myself, I wear my feelings on my sleeve to an extent. A lot of people feel like they know who I am. Well, they don't have a clue. A lot of people take the surface you and they build your character off of that, right? A lot of people that know me know who I am and know what heart I have. That's the only thing that matters to me. If you're not in my circle, that means you don't have access to me. You don't know, you don't need to know what's going on in my life. You don't need to know what my relationship status is. You don't need to know anything about me. Because if you really meant that much to me and you had full access, then you have full access, then when you have full access, I'm allowing you to come into my world. But if I don't allow you in my world and you're not in my world like that, my circle like that, you don't need to know nothing about me. Anything that you are assuming, keep those thoughts. You have to allow. You have to let people, let them think, let them run with the narrative. You're not losing no sleep over it. If they're not paying your bills, they're not taking care of you, they're not doing none of that. It does not matter. And then this is the big thing that I have to learn. If you live the life that other people want you to live, you're going to be unhappy. If you live the life that people think you should live, you're going to be unhappy. If you love the person that people think you should love and the person they want you to love is not the person that you're really in love with, you're going to be unhappy. So at the end of the day, when you think back on your life, you want to look back and think back on your life like, look, I made the decisions that I wanted to make. I lived the life that I wanted to live, and I lived my life strongly how I wanted to live it, despite of anything anybody says. At the end of the day, the main thing that really sticks with me is that I know what God thinks about me. God loves me. God loves who I am. And that's the main and the only judgment you should worry about is what God thinks of you. They not God. It does not matter. I don't even care if it's like a family member, friend, best friend, grandmother, anybody. It does not matter. At the end of the day, God is going to be the one that judges you on Judgment Day. So God should be the one that judges you. Anybody else, it does not matter. Take pride in who you are. Be you, be bold. If you're not who you are, they still gonna have something to say. If you pretend to be, if you stick to society and you become what society wants you to be, you're not gonna be happy. I mean, I want to go against the grain. I don't want to be like everybody else. God did not make me be like everybody else. You look at me, you can tell from even looking at me, I'm different. I'm not like everybody else. Right? But you can tell and notice that I hold tight to that. I dare to be different. I like to be different. I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to do my makeup like everybody else. I don't want to wear the same clothes as everybody else. I don't want to wear my hair like everybody else. I want to be me. And when I look in the mirror, I love being me and I show up. When you walk into the rooms, show up with your, I walk like this on purpose. Every time I walk, I notice I used to kind of slouch and put my back down and walk a little funny. But now I make sure I stand tall. I make sure my head is straight and I make sure to walk like that. I make sure to walk like that. Now, since I've been practicing it, I walk like that all the time. Even when I feel insecure, when I'm in rooms where I feel like I don't belong, I fake it until I make it. I interact with people. I make jokes. I crack jokes. Cracking jokes when I'm nervous is what I do. When I'm nervous or if I feel uncomfortable around somebody, I crack a joke. And they start laughing, I start laughing, and it kind of like, lightens up the mood a little bit. So that's what I do, right? But when I walk into the room, even if I feel like I don't belong there, I tell myself, you belong there. Right? You have to lie to yourself. Y'all probably like, girl, what you talking about? You have to lie to yourself sometimes. You don't feel confident? I'm very confident. Right? You're nervous? I'm not nervous at all. You're doing a job interview? I feel like I'm going to bomb it. Change that way of thinking. I'm going to ace this interview. They're going to like me. Right? That little voice that's scared, that little voice that's negative, you have to make your voice and your will stronger than that. Fear don't live here. Fear don't live here. Just boldness. Step out. Be you. Be loud. When I step in the room, my energy and my aura and my confidence speaks more than what I can even say. Because it's a feeling. It's a vibe. It's a frequency. It's a frequency. It's healing. Okay? Stop playing it small. I played small my whole entire life. Now I'm catching up. I thank God that I'm catching up. Don't play it small. Be you, be bold, no matter what. Because guess what? They're going to judge you anyway. So if they're going to judge you, let them judge you with you being you 1,000%. Let them judge you with you knowing that you're being who you are 1,000%. You can't stop what comments people gonna say. People gonna have comments. People talk about me all day, every day like a dog. Does that stop me from showing up? No. Does that stop me from doing videos? No. Does that discourage me? It does not. Because at the end of the day, when you know who you are, nobody can shake you. Become so strong to who you are that comments just bounce off you. Become so strong who you are that when you read comments, it's nothing. Have a strong foundation with yourself. When you know and learn yourself, that's the only thing that matters, I'm telling you. Be bold, show up. No matter what, they're going to talk about you anyway. So if they're going to talk about you anyway, show up, be bold. Show up, be bold, be you, and give them something to talk about. I love you very much. Thank you so much for showing up to my channel. Once again, if you guys like what you guys hear, if you like the vibe, subscribe. Love you. I'm sending healing energies, love, everything. Bye.